Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Partner. So it's good to be here again. I hope you guys are all doing great. Today's tutorial is going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to show you how to make a jumpsuit for a girl child. I can't wait to see the outcome of this dress. And so if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and of course remember to turn your notification bells on. That is the only way you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Without wasting much time, let's just get to it. So I have here a fabric I'm going to be using, okay? Now, first of all, I'm going to cut the upper part, okay, which is the top part of this jumpsuit, okay? And I have here these two pieces together for the front and the back. It's not going to have any zip allowance, okay? And it's going to have elastic on the waist part. And of course, it's going to also have a lot of ease, okay? So that's what's going to enable the person to be able to wear it, irrespective of not having a zipper allowance. So first of all, I'm going to take from the top here to the chest line, having in mind that the half length of this person is 11 inches, okay? 11 inches, so I'm going to have extra 2 inches to it. Yes, why? So half inch I'm going to be using to join it at the shoulder side. Then 1.5 inches I'm going to be putting at the lower side, which will create the elastic casing. As we go on, you'll see how it's done. So 11 inches plus 12 inches, that's 13. So I have here approximately 13 inches here, okay? So from here, I'm going to get the chest line where I'm going to insert the armhole, the bust measurement. So I take note of this line here, okay? Then from here, at this point, let me get my shoulder slope by using the 3 by 8 inches method. I put my 8 here and the 3, and I get my shoulder slope 1 inch this way and connect it to this point. So here I have my shoulder slope. Now the shoulder measurement is 11 divided by 2, so I have 5.5, then plus extra half inch of allowance, of course. So here is the shoulder line. So I'm just going to do the same thing here, 5.5 plus half inch, 5.5 plus half inch, so that I can get a straight line. Okay, this is going to give me an angle 90 degrees to create my armhole, right? Okay, please, important to watch my video on how to take a proper body measurement. It's very detailed. Of course, as a beginner, if you do that, that is actually the basics. It will help you to be able to understand how to make, of course, any outfits. Yes. So after doing this now, I'll insert my neckline here. The neckline, the neck width I'm going to use, I'll use 3 inches, okay? 3 inches. Then for the back, I'm going to put 1 inch. 1 inch for the back measurement. Then for the front, the depth I'm going to use 3 inches. Yeah, I'll use 3 inches. Okay, so the back depth is 1 inches, the front depth is 3 inches. Remember, at this back I'm still going to create a slit. Okay, a slit, that's part of what is going to enable the child to be able to wear it. So at this point here, I'm going to put my bust measurement, and the bust measurement for this child is 23. If I divide it by 4, that gives me 5.75. So I put my 5.75 here plus an extra 3-inch allowance. I will make it 3.5 because I really want it to be free. Okay, so at this point here, I'll just create my armhole point here. Okay, then from here to here, I have 5.5. If I get the midpoint here and come in by 0.5 inches, the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can get the front armhole. Okay, so here is my front armhole, and from this point here, this same midpoint, I'll create my back armhole. Okay, the front armhole, the back armhole. If you don't know about this, please, I also have a video on how to take a body, how to create a bodice pattern. It's well detailed as well. You'll be able to understand all this. So now that I have it, now the next thing I'm going to take note of is, remember I said the lower part is going to have 1.5 inches, which is going to create my elastic casing. So from this down part, I'll just take note of my 1.5 inch here. So here, from here to here, this is where I'm going to actually sew, okay, to the lower part. All this side is going to create my elastic piece. So at this point here, I'm going to insert the waist measurement, which is 22 divided by 4, that's 5.5. I'm also going to put an allowance as well, 3.5. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is just to connect these 2 points together. Okay, so I have to also take note of this line, because on the back piece, like I said, it's going to have a slit. So I'm going to slit the back piece from the neckline all the way to 1 inch below this line, below this hemline. Okay, so I'm just going to take note of that extra 1 inch. Okay, I have it here. This is 1 inch. So I'll just quickly indicate it at the back. So here, this is where at this back piece, um, the slit is going to get to. Okay, so we are done with this front piece. The only thing left now is just for me to cut this out. First of all, be careful to cut the back armhole first. Then of course the back neckline. And the slope. And here it is, we're done. Okay, so I just carefully take out this one from the front piece. So remember this indication here, I'll just take note of it. So this is where my slit is going to stop. So from this back neckline at the center, I'm going to slit it open. So you see, this is it. Okay, so setting this aside, let me finish up with the front piece. Cut out the front neckline, done, and of course the armhole. And here we are, the front piece and the back piece. We are done with this. Okay, so I'll just set this aside and cut out the lower part, which is the jumpsuit part, the trouser part. So I already have here cut out a piece. Now, having in mind that the full length is 37, okay, 37, you remove the half length for the upper part, which is 11. We are left with 26. Okay, now that 26, remember there is a ½ inch we left on this lower part. We're also going to indicate that same ½ inch on this upper part of the trouser, okay, because we are going to actually be sewing two of them together. Okay, so I'm going to indicate that 1.5 inch, sorry. Then of course on the lower part as well, I'll put 1.5 inch for hem. So which makes it a total of 3 inches added to the actual length of 26, that's 29. So I need to have 29 inch here in length for my the trouser. To confirm that, I actually have 30 here. So I'm just going to trim out this edge. Okay, cut it a bit. So I have here 29. Yes, I have here 29. So here now, I'll just start taking in my measurement. But before I start, because it's a trouser, I'll take note of the hip line. From here, first of all, I will indicate the 1.5 inch here, okay, so that we will start from that point. I'll indicate the 1.5 inch elastic allowance of the upper part, okay. Then I'll start taking my measurement from this point. So from here I will take note of, say, the hip line, I'll make it to be 6.5. Okay, then of course the crotch line I'll go to as much as, say, 9. Okay, so I'll just take note of this. Okay, now before I start imputing my measurement, I want to just quickly give this a little bit of shape. So on this lower part here, I'll just go up by 1 inch. Okay, then on this upper part, which is the waist part, I'll say go up by ½ inch. That's it. So from here, this ½ inch, I just connect it to my hip line. You can see. Then from this point, this same hip line, I take it all the way to meet this 1 inch we marked out here. Okay, so this automatically at least give this a little bit of shape. So it is on this line now, then we'll start taking our measurement this side. Okay, so on this part now, which is the waistline, all I need to do, I'll just take what I have here on the upper part of this sleeve. I'll just place it here. Okay, and just mark out the same, measurements. Or better still, okay, I can do that, or I can also just insert the hip measurements here. But let me go with this one first. Then on here, I'm going to put in the hip. Remember, the hip is 24 actually, and now divided by 4, I have 6. Then I need to put a lot of allowance here, about 3.5. So automatically, what I have there is still the same thing. So I'll just take this down all the way to the waistline. Okay, and of course, on the same thing here. So, but on this crotch line now, I'll just go up by 1 inch. Okay, this one will enable me get the crotch. Okay, so this, I have my crotch this way, and that is it, guys. Then for this lower part, I'll just put in exactly what I have here. I'll just take it down because it's going to actually be free, so I don't really need to put maybe the new measurement and all that. Okay, so I'll just take what I have here on the hip line. I'll just take it down. It's more like a palazzo, yeah. Okay, and that is it. So the next thing I'll do now is just to cut this out. Okay, then of course this other side. Okay, so now that I have this, just quickly hold this down with a pin. So I'm just going to place this to cut out the back for the back side. Okay, so here I have the piece for that. I'm just placing it on it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come to this side, just a little bit of allowance. Just come here and give it, say, ½ inch on this lower part. That's from where we have this here. Just add ½ inch to it. And on this crotch line as well, I put like 3/4 inch there. Okay, so I'm just going to connect this all the way to meet this end part. I hope you can see. I put about 3/4 inch away from this front crotch line. Then on the lower part, half an inch, just connect it like so. Okay, then the same thing, you go this way on this side and match it up to this point. Okay, so on this back piece here, I will go up by say 3/4 inch. Okay, because the back part is supposed to be higher than the front, so I'm just going up by 3/4 inch here. I would connect it to this end point here as well. I have to be careful so that this doesn't um, move around. Should have bring it down. So here is what I do. So just here, then the next thing, this other place, I'll just cut it out. I'm not putting that, so there's no need to add any form of that around. So I'm just going to cut this all out. Let me hold this part so that if I'm cutting, it doesn't move around. So I'll cut this part. I have a video on how to take a proper measurement for a pant trouser. Okay, if you might want to watch that video, it's also very detailed. Yeah, and of course how to make cut the trouser. So yes, so this one I'll just cut out the exact shape. And we're done, like we're almost done. So the next thing I'm going to do now on this front piece, here, I'm just going to take away half an inch. Remember on the back piece, we went up by 3/4 inch. On this front piece, I also have to level it a bit, say about half inch, okay? So I'm just taking it out. Take note, here is the back piece. That's the back trouser, and of course this is the front. So I'll just go away from here by half an inch, just a little bit, okay, and connect it to this end point as well. It's going to give it that shape that it should have, okay? And this is it, like the front and the back piece of this trouser pant, we are done, okay? So setting this aside, I'm going to cut out the sleeve. Now for the sleeve, it's going to be a flare sleeve, okay? So first of all, the length of this sleeve is 8 inches. It's going to have the main body of the sleeve, and of course the flare that will be attached to it. So I want to divide the measurement into two. I'll use 4 inches for the main body of the sleeve, then the remaining 4 inches for the flare. Okay, so for the main body, which is 4 inches, of course adding half an inch allowance to the upper part, then half an inch to join it to the flare, that makes it 1 inch, right? Add it to the 4 inch, that makes it 5. So I'm going to get a length of 5 inches here. Okay, so this is the length from here to here. Then from here, I'll just get the calf size. Remember how to get calf size measurements? Okay, this is where you actually need the calculation for, because for an adult, you have an average measurement. Try the bust measurement divided by 12 plus 0.5, and if I did that, I had about 2.5, okay, for the calf side. So I just take note of this. This is the calf side line, okay. So from this point, now I'll just create my inverted S here, and come this way. Okay, so you might want to confirm that, like with your bodies, you can take note of what you have on the armhole line, like so. I'll be about 9.5. Then you also want to be sure that you have the corresponding number on the sleeve. And yeah, you're almost good to go. Just a little bit of curve. And yes, we have the that. So I'm just going to call this one. Okay, now the round armhole, is 9. That's divided by 2. I have 4.5. So I'll add extra 1 inch to it. Okay, so I'll just connect it from this point. Here we started. Here actually, before we got this, please take note. We started the armhole line, which was 13 divided by 2. That's 6.5. Then added extra 1 inch. Okay, so that's why I took it all the way from here. Okay, so the next thing, I'll just cut this out. I'll notch the center here. Yeah. Okay. So setting this aside, I'm going to cut out the flare. Okay. So I'll just take note of what I have here. Remember, this is on fold, and what I have there is about 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches here. Of course, when you open it up, it becomes 12, right? So I'm going to use what I have here as the length to cut out for this one. So for here, I have this long piece folded into, it's supposed to be folded into 4, but I'm folding it into 8, okay, so that I can cut out the 2 flare at the same time for both the 2 sleeves. Okay, so I have here folded into 8, and remember the circumference I need is 12. Okay, and the length I need also is 4 inches. Now that length of 4 inches, I'm also going to add half inch allowance to sew it to this upper part, then see about maybe half inch or 1 inch as well to fold it on the lower part. So 4 inches plus 1.5, that's about 5.5 inches. Okay, so in length. So having in mind the length of the flare is going to be 5.5, then I just get the circumference of 12. How do I get the circumference of 12? Let's say I mark 1.5 here. The easy way, let's try 1.5. I'll just mark 1.5 all the way and see what it will give me. And if I look at it, 1.5 from the tip, 1.5, 1.5. When I look at it like this, I have approximately, so let me do 2. If I mark 2, because I need to get 3 actually. Remember, it's 12 we're working with. So I need 3 as this circle. So marking out 2 like this, let me check. What do I have here? I have even 3. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 3 anyway. A little bit more than 3. So maybe 1.7. I'll just reduce it a bit. So when I have here, I have 3. Okay, because it's folded into 4. That's 3 times 4, 12. And that is actually what I need here. So I'm just going to go with this one here. Okay, but of course, taking note of the length. The length is 5.5. So what I have here is 5 actually. So I'm just going to manage half inch for the hemming allowance. Okay, so I'll just take note of this point here and get the remaining circumference. 7, 7, 7. So I'll create my curve, and that's it. The next thing left now is to cut this off. And this part. And that's it. Like the two flares ready. It's a complete circle, so I'm just going to slit one side open and the other side. Okay, so I have this. So looking at the sleeve, we take one piece of the sleeve like this, and this is how it will be attached. Look at the flare. Can you see this? So this is how we're going to attach it. Okay, yeah, and the same thing to the other side. Okay, so the sleeves is ready and everything is ready. Like we are done with the